forward. Listen, Zack Wilson, he said basically what we were saying, right? That this was a game where, if you really break it down on offense, the Jets, they beat themselves in a lot of respects, right? The penalties, the drop passes. How easy or how difficult is that to correct?
Hold up, man. First of all, you didn't beat yourself. You got beat. Like, don't give me that. Like, that's what bad teams try to say.
Give Denver some credit.
If we just would have, been able to catch balls and throw the ball down and make big plays and, come on, bro. You got the brakes beat off you, man. It was a subtle. It wasn't like something like where it was like knockouts, right? They just beat your body up a little bit and then your body finally eventually fell. Like, come on, man. Like, stop it, right? Because that means that you're not admitting that you have a problem. The problem is, and you heard Saleh allude to it a little bit, hey, the coaches got to do a better job in scheming guys open, getting guys open. If guys can't get open athletically, you got to get them open by being smarter than the other team's offensive, defensive coordinator, and that's a coordinating issue, right? Saleh's probably saying, hey, man, my defense is doing well. We're matching up. We're figuring it out. Whatever you're working on and you putting in the game plan ain't really hitting, bro. It ain't really getting people open. It ain't really moving the ball. It's not getting us in a rhythm. We got no shot plays. I mean, hell, throw a flea flicker. I mean, Lawrence today threw an interception on a flea flicker, but at least they tried it. Try something, man. I feel like I'm listening to Dan Campbell. We get knocked down and we get back up. Like, yeah, man. Like, you trying to hurt everybody's fists with your face. At some point, you need to swing and be aggressive on the other side of the ball and figure something out, man. But that's what I'm saying. How many shots have you seen these guys?
Yeah,
man, hell, how about all goals? Something, man. Like, give me something.
Well, I think we're also witnessing the product of having a rookie OC with a rookie quarterback, right?
Yep.
There's a disconnect.
The blind leading the blind.
Right. Sometimes you need that experience. If you have a veteran OC, he knows how to come up with some things. How many times you watch the Patriots do something wacky and it's that spark you need to get their offense? They just don't have that right now. And on top of that, you're looking at this team who, being on the offensive side of the ball, it takes longer for the offense to get going. It's even longer when you don't have the experience to kind of just overcome those things. And they weren't efficient on third down. They had I think they were 8 for 89 and penalties, something like that. So it's the little things like that. When you look at this offense, they're going to continue to go through these woes until they find significant identities within themselves to get overcome these things.
Were you surprised, Willie, that they didn't bring in because at the point now they might need to bring in an offensive consultant, right, to kind of maybe oversee.
Yeah, remember Napper was there, and he was kind of supposed to be that guy.
Well, I understand that, God rest his soul, but at this point, they need to go find somebody that they can bring in, somebody that can talk to him. I remember when I was with the Ravens, right, and Brian Billick was an offensive guru. Remember, he had one of the best offenses in the history of football with Randy Moss and all those guys in Minnesota. He brought in Fossil. He brought in Fossil, just somebody, another set of eyes to say, hey, maybe you might want to think about this or try this. This guy's, 34 years old, right? I got chest hair older than this dude, man. You need to have somebody come in and oversee him because maybe the big lights and the criticism is too big for him as well. Saleh's a veteran guy that's been doing it at a high level.
It may be too big because now the development of the kid is starting to be questioned. How well is Zach Martin getting developed? Because nobody's
we'll know who.
Zach Wilson.
We're the opposite. We're in the twilight zone.
But at this point, the development of Zach Wilson is starting to be questioned, and he's only brought in to make him better. So now nobody's watching these last 3 weeks and feel like Zach Wilson has taken a step in the right direction.
But, Leger, let me ask you this, because we talked pregame about how do you kind of walk that line of pulling back on Zach Wilson without letting the athleticism go away. Is it just a case, can it be this simple as the offensive coordinator today saying, well, I'm going to pull it all back to make it a boring game, to make it easier for him? Like, are we looking too much into the overall thing and saying, is this guy, a little overwhelmed right now when maybe it was something as simple as that?
Well, I think it's a combination of both, right? You got a rookie offensive coordinator, a rookie quarterback, and if you look at some of the throws, right, a lot of that coverage today was cover one, man coverage. And we talked about this off camera. Like, in cover one, you got to throw guys open. So Zach Wilson, I think because he had the 4 picks last week, wasn't comfortable in trying to throw guys open, throwing back shoulder throws, letting the ball go. On that interception in the fourth quarter, you got to let that ball go. Corey Davis is open. I know he had dropped 2 or 3 passes already, but Justin Simmons right there sat on that because he knew that Zach Wilson was processing things slow and not getting rid of the football. But Mike LaFleur also has to scheme up better plays for this offense. We talked about it, the speed sweep by the receiver is a pivotal play in this offense. They run that off the zone look. We haven't ran one this season. We ran like 3 every preseason game. Like, I don't understand. How do you not run that? Because on that look, you buy the eyes of the safeties and the linebackers, so you can run that zone because they're paying attention to that speed sweep coming across. But every once in a while, you got to keep them honest and give the ball to the receiver. We have yet to give the ball to the receiver on a speed sweep. And that's the thing about this offense and this zone scheme offense. Everything is supposed to look the same, but there's supposed to be 3 or 4 plays off it. There's the zone, there's the boot, and there's the speed sweep. And we have yet to run the speed sweep. So Mike LaFleur has to do a better job of scheming things up for this quarterback. But Zack Wilson also has to understand, and yes, he's a rookie quarterback, and he has to develop. But when you're in man coverage, it's going to be tight. Guys aren't going to be open, wide open. This isn't college. You got to let the ball go. And I know he was probably like not trigger happy because of the 4 picks. But in this league, being this far wide open is open in the NFL.
The offense has been an issue for sure.